On the last days, men shall see signs and wonders. On the last.
Shalom Akim. My name is Number One, coming through straight out of GMS. And basically, the topic today is signs and wonders of the end time. Because this is what we're in, brothers and sisters that's listening. Basically, I want to get into this topic and I want to just tell you, brothers, right quick, what I saw on YouTube, which was very biblical indeed. And, basically, when I saw the video, I was just thinking about Habakkuk 2 and 3, about the end shall speak, and we're in them times, man. We're in them times when the end is speaking now. We're in those times now where the end is surely speaking. Like this ain't no BS, brothers and sisters, man. Like, and you peoples out there, you simpletons out there, man, that's just coming in and that's just listening to the videos and making fun of the brotherhood and all that. This thing ain't no joke. The Most High is gonna show forth who He really is real soon. And I'm gonna get into Exodus 4:9, coming right up. Okay, Exodus 4:9. And it shall come to pass, if they will not believe also these two signs, neither hearken unto thy voice, that thou shalt take up the water of the river and pour it upon the dry land. And the waters which thou takest out of the river shall become blood upon the dry land. So that was one of Moses' great works. So Moses, because the peoples during those times didn't want to hearken. So Moses showed a sign, basically, to have them listen. I'm gonna read it one more time. Exodus 4:9. It shall come to pass, if they will not believe also these two signs, neither hearken unto thy voice, that thou shalt take the waters of the rivers and pour it upon the dry land. And the waters which thou takest out of the river shall become blood upon the dry land. So, I mean, if and that was the thing. Like Moses did Moses did what he was intended to do. Because the Most High said to Moses, if they don't believe in what you're saying, or if they don't believe in what shall come, and they don't hearken, show them. And that's what Moses did. And guess what? Moses actually did it, man. But basically, what happened on what I saw in Beirut, which took place in the Middle East, right? The waters basically, not the waters, but the rivers actually turned onto like blood. And that's what took place. That's what happened. And I actually saw it on YouTube. Like, it wasn't no make thing, but because you can't pour that amount of dye in the water like that. Like, it was the river. It was a whole river covered in, basically, if you want to say, you can call it blood if you want. But that's what I saw on YouTube, man. So, but really, it's all biblical, man. It's all in the Bible. It's all in the biblicalities. These things are taking place. And, because these things took place before, when you read history, but history always repeats itself. It's like when I was saying to one of the brothers, one of my brothers, really, basically, man, it's really, really important that you know history, because if you don't know your history, therefore, how you gonna know? If you don't know your past, how you gonna know you're gonna go in the future? So it's really vital that you know your history. And not just any history, but to know the history, what has taken place on the earth in terms of biblicalities, So these are the things that you must learn and study. Like the scriptures say, study to show thyself improved. So you have to study, man. But a lot of people don't know what the hell is going on. It's because people don't know history. People don't know what's really going on in terms of reality. People's not in tune with reality. Instead of being in tune with reality, and they're in tune with fantasies. So that's why people are bugged out. That's why people see things that they can't understand, and they feel what they can't understand, because they have not known of that certain thing or that certain obstacle, as I may put it. But anyways, I want to go to Habakkuk 2 and 3. Because you have multiple signs that's taking place. You have multiple signs and wonders that's actually in effect right now. You got riots. You got protesters all over the world. The world is in a deep breakdown turmoil. And the reason being is because this society is going down. This society is going down. The white man's going down. And his power structure is going down. Thus saith the Lord. And the Lord is using the angels to break down this empire, as we know it as. Structure. It's going down. Thus saith the Lord. And the Lord is using the angels to break down this empire, as we know it as. That's why these things are coming into play. That's why you see the uproar and the rising up on the people. So now what I'm going to read is I'm going to read Habakkuk 2 and 3. Okay, Habakkuk 2 and 3. For the vision is yet for a point in time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. So this was written, a couple of thousand years ago. You know what I'm saying? Basically, I mean, about a couple of thousand years ago, I would say. But back when this was written, the end was yet to take place. The end was yet to take place, but it wasn't taking place at that particular time. And you could even and I'm gonna even say this too. Back when Abba Bivens and the other brotherhood, Ariyah, and the other older brothers that was preaching during the 70s and the 80s and them times, they could use that scripture and be like, wow, the end may be sort of like slow, but it's gonna come. But now we're not living in the 70s or the 80s no more. We're living in the 2000s, the 2012, so to speak. But but the main point I'm trying to say is the time of Habakkuk. I'm gonna read it one more time, man. I'm gonna read it one more time. For the vision is yet for a point in time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. But we're living in the end times. That's what I'm mainly getting at. We're living at the end times right now, so we don't have to tarry for anything right now because we're in the end times. We're actually sitting in this particular end times. So that's why everything's speaking. That's why the end is speaking. Like last year, you had the moon turn blood red. That current event took place last year. So a lot of strange things are now coming into pass. As people out there that don't really know things of that nature in terms of what's really going on in the earth, they may call it as somewhat strange, but it is not really strange to us in the known. We brothers in GMS in the knowledge and truth. These things are biblical, and we know that. But to General Gehenna and Zabak and all these other fake Israelites, which they ain't teaching the truth no way, and they're not teaching it the way they're supposed to be teaching the truth in sincerity. They're the ones that don't know how it's going on. They're the main ones, man. And they're the main ones that the Lord is going to get out the way and annihilate and destroy. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Isaiah 8 and 18. Isaiah 8 and 18. Oh man, I'm in Ecclesiastes. Bear with me, brothers. Okay, Isaiah 8 and 18. Behold, I and the children whom the Lord hath given me are for signs and wonders in Israel from the Lord of hosts, which dwelleth in Mount Zion. One more time. Behold, I and the children whom the Lord hath given me are for signs and for wonders in Israel. So the Lord is giving out these signs. Because these signs, to see a red moon, to have saw a red moon, right? Or see the waters or rivers, as you may say, turn red, then automatically common sense tells you that there's signs. It's a sign of something. And to me, it's so evidently coming because in terms of sense, because if you look at what's going around the earth, It's a lot of destruction. There's a lot of catastrophes. There's a lot of riots. There's a lot of basically uh, what you want to call it turmoil, so to speak. So when you turn on the news and you see all these things take place, and then at the same time you come across something biblical at the same time, it's common sense tells you that we're in the end times. Here it is, America and Israel, and Iran, they're gonna rise up against one another in battle. Iran and America and the whole Russia situation, that's actually gonna come to pass. Iran going up against America in battle in World War III. And these things are gonna surely take place according to prophecy, according to biblical prophecy, man. This so-called white man's gonna go down in a bloody way. But the way he's gonna go down by violence and destruction, because check this out now. Just to keep things real, this society was built by blood and violence. So guess what? The way it was built from the beginning is the way it's gonna be taking it out.